Hello there everybody, Oymon here, and welcome back to the Case of the Golden Idol, for certainly going to be the last time. We've only got one more puzzle, mystery, case, whatever you want to call it, left to solve, which is, admittedly, a bit of a worry, because if I solve this really quickly, it's going to be a very short stream. And I've actually been racking my brain for the last couple of days now, thinking, but what could I do as a backup game? I don't have any backup games. There's nothing I could just like dive into and just fuck around with for a bit. But yeah, so I don't know how long this last one is going to take me. Depending on how long it does, this may either be a very short stream, or I don't know, maybe I'll think of something else I can play just for a little bit extra today. We'll see how it goes on that front. But yes, so we have been solving our way through the Lemurian Vampire DLC, which is the second of the two DLCs that are available for this game. And we kind of got caught on a really annoying part of that particular one. I knew the answer to something, and I missed it because the clue slot was a red-yellow combo, and I kept thinking, oh, it was just a yellow, and I got all caught up in that, and that's why it kind of fell apart. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. This, however, is here. The less than amicable departure of the two explorers, who we did sort of see appearing in this. I can't remember, did we look at this? Actions endangered our commune. Sorry, but we have to isolate you. Oh yeah, that's right, he got thrown in to a pit or something. Right, yes. Okay, vaguely remember that. Alright, let's see how we get on. And, ooh. I'm guessing this is the bottom of the tower, huh? Damaged stone pillar. Like a thing there with like flowers in it? Looks like something fell. Okay, oh. Ah. Interesting. Well, we know who these two are, of course. Oberon, what the blaze is going on here? You have more powers than mind reading? Okay, so yes. Bags filled with golden coins and gems. Both parties agree to these terms. Albert Cloudsley and Oberon Geller, of course. Which we know they're going to have, because this is literally the stuff they started with at the start of the base game, but... Ha! It works! It's amazing. Do not dare follow us unless you want to witness more of my deadly powers. Albert, we're leaving. Surgical kit, loaded pistol... Makes sense. Makes sense. Destroyed stone bridge. Debiri, you would have killed me if it weren't for you. I will be forever in your debt. I may have paid dearly for that decision. What I have given him is the most dangerous device I know of. Wooden cube that consists of two parts. Yeah, so these are like the favor cubes, I guess. Today you'll lay your hands on one of us. If I find you, I will kill you and take back what you stole. Didn't think you ever do that. Get back! They may still attack us. Just let them leave. Most important thing is that nobody was hurt. We'll deal with Lavu later. Oh, stop him. You have no idea what you have done. She's tied up. That's interesting. We would have dealt with them. We could have continued to preserve our way of life with me as your protector. Geller, you have no honor. We saved your life, and this is how you repay us? May those stolen riches be the ruin of you. Oh yeah. Go up further still. Whoa. Oh yes, of course. So that's, yeah, that's the cave. Yeah. Oh, oh! Nagana Bringad Bulbasaur. B prom, B prom, B prom. Nagana. Huh. So it was a robot? Klaatu Barada Nikto, I suppose. Ah, okay, yeah, he was in there, he escaped, makes sense. But what happened earlier today? Still there. So yeah, apparently it was a robot. That's weird. Thank you, Zaviri. You have made note of these incantations. This old language is strange to me, but hopefully the council will agree to let you out of prison. The code to initiate override. It should tilt its head. Command to destroy it. Terry transmit. So was that the last one spoken about? Tegana Tresno. So Nagana Tegana. So that's like take, give, take, give, take, give. Then that's the... what was it? No, not that. It should tilt its head. So that's the override. And then Terry... Tresno... Terry Nip. But that's not what they said. Tagata Tresno. Terry Tresno. Tegana. Don't know what to think about that. Okay, let's keep looking. So another block and that. Who could have killed Tissa? I cannot have been the automaton. It does not move. How does he know it's a robot? Like, I know he's been slowly working this stuff out, but how did he specifically know it was a robot? Hope someone lets me out of his room. It's very dull in the cell. At least Yuan visits me regularly. Day 38. Yuan has told me that Oberon Geller has arrived on the island. How did he find out that this place is linked to the myth of the Fountain of Youth? That man has no morals. I fear what would happen were he to get his hands on the golden idol. Interesting. Ooh. I discovered an intact universal transfer device in the destroyed city of Xenopolis after the cleansing. However, the device is out of reach. So it was a universal transfer device. Can operate it remotely. Each automaton has retained acute hearing. Our ancestors have been very cunning and implemented a number of restrictions. The automaton aims the device only at the one who issues the vocal instructions. Does not respond to commands given by a target below the age of 15. Interesting. So take, give... yeah, see, look, take age, give age. So I was right about that. Tool, destroy, heat, lifespan, matter, mind. Which we know the 4 symbols were. Yeah, so this is essentially what the hell was the guy's name from the main storyline? I've already forgotten it. Yeah, it's what he worked out through his own research, basically. Whoa, there's a lot of people there. A rock for a hem is a rock well spent. Stop meddling, only a new sentinel can keep me at bay. You're a powerful magician. Perhaps you can indeed stand against the Tower Dweller. We desperately need help. It stripped the flesh from our last sentinel. We will show you the way. At this point, I think it's worth trying. This manifesto possess strange powers. We think these foreign visitors. Can we trust them? It's a miracle. How did you know? Crayon. Card with a picture of a flower. Picture of mind reading is just one of the many magical powers that I possess. Your so-called towers available with no chance against me. Both parties, yeah, okay, so that's just that again. Pull that off. I can understand what you're saying. Your voice and your words are strange. Speak like a normal person. Can I help you, Bad? How does this work? Be dangerous to be too curious. How old are you? Each villager is born with a different star, which grants a lifespan that can be shorter or longer. It is rude to ask an adult how old they are. Now that's interesting, considering what we know the statue can do. What is that powder? Can I have some of it? Villages like previous newcomers. He's reading minds again. He did that to me on the ship, and it gave me the creeps. Then I should have the power to peer into another man's head. See if I can pull those off. Container of black powder, a clay bowl, a dagger, a ruby, a pipe, a rope of coil, and a tobacco pouch. Have I not clicked on something? I'm still missing two things. I don't see anything else. What did I not click on? That's weird. What am I missing here? I'm still missing two things. How can I still be missing two things? I looked at everything. Somewhere missed a clickable thing, but I mean anything where you've looked at it automatically turns red. Oh, apparently I didn't click something in here. Oh, commands and hostage. There we go. I was like, what did I not click on? I didn't realize I didn't click on him. Okay. Oh, balls. Right, so we've still got everybody's names. That'll at least help. Okay. Right. So Nagata is take and Tegana is give. Matter lifespan? Tresno tool. Oh, Tigana Tresno, give tool. That was the last thing that was said to the automaton before it was destroyed. You know, people were taking life and giving life. If we look at it, give tool. Someone took the tool away. I think we know who. The woman character. Yeah, Lavu. Well, in the tower, I guess golden idol. We could. Now, where was the? Oh, so these are numbers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I guess that's 6. 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, makes sense because that's 2 5s. That's a 4, so that would be 8. That's a 3. Right, so yeah, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and then everything is built on. So it's in a way the symbols are kind of a 4 base system. Makes sense. Which is why Bazur, which is that, is 4 of those combined together. Okay. It's interesting that they have you, they give you all this information, and then it's like, well, okay. Okay. I don't know how the golden idol could. Target only the speaker of the voice command. Bingo. Wasn't 100% sure on that one, but this is not going to take me that long, is it? Okay. So, a long time ago. So, blank, the blank. It could only be used with a. Let's say it could only be used with a voice command. Hang on. Who did something? So I think this is us repeating what we put in down here. So blank, I guess found? Blank found the blank. It could only be used with a... See, I almost feel like... It's interesting. Well, no, okay, I suppose the... No, that's right, yeah, the idle can't be used by voice. Yeah, that's fair. If blank created the myth of the... that would be Tower Dweller. So for centuries, the idol? No, the... Hang on. What's the word? Sentinel? We don't have Sentinel in the list. Okay. So, a long time ago... I could be wrong about this. It could be Lavlo. She seemed to have an element to do this. So Lavlo, that's a guess. I don't know that it's Lavlo, but let's just put that name in for now. Found the blank. It could only be used with a voice command, and it could target only the speaker of... Well, I guess found the golden idol, but I'm not 100% sure about that. Therefore, again, assuming it is Lavlo, which I'm not 100% sure about. Makes sense considering she's the one in trouble, but she could be innocent of that. Give the command... Oh, we're about to find out if I'm right about that. It being her. No, wait, too few? If it's two or fewer, then it implies the name is right. Okay. Okay, so they found the golden idol. It could only be used with a voice command, and it could target only the speaker of the voice command. Therefore, blue. Yeah, because we know that that's what they did. Look at later on. So yeah, it was like take, give, take, give, take, give. So the sentinel would go up and being all like, oh, you know, go away, and it would take their life from them. And then presumably, like, at some night later on, she'd, like, sneak up and be all like, oh, you know, give me that person's life. And because it's just an automaton, it's just a robot, it just does whatever the hell it's told to do. Makes sense. Okay, so it's likely I've just got one of these smaller words wrong. So I found the golden idol. So, it could be used only with a voice command, and it could target only the speaker of the voice command. Yes, I think that's correct. Therefore, they created the myth of Tower Dweller. So for centuries, the speaker would give the Take Matter lifespan command. That does make me think, actually. You're cooler. Okay, so which word have I gotten wrong in this? Interestingly enough, that one doesn't seem to... Which implies there's two wrong. Okay, I found the golden idol. Used with the voice command. See, this is the thing. Technically speaking, they didn't find the golden idol. They just found the automaton. I mean, yes, okay, it was using the golden idol, but I don't have a word for automaton. That is gold, right? Yeah. Now you could target the speaker of the voice command. See, it all feels right, but there's obviously something wrong there. The one I'm not sure about is this. See, I could easily say that that's take, not steal. But it could still be steal. Problem is, when you swap it, you don't get anything, you know, either way. Okay, what am I missing here? Which word have I gotten wrong? See, it has to be Lavu Mata, because otherwise it would really be complaining about that word being in there. So it's definitely Lavu. That's not a problem. So they found Gelatin. could be obtained, but... What? I'm even more confused. Huh. I wonder if it's a thing where some of them can have different words. That could be why it's being so tricky for me. It's interesting that it's the thing that makes it stop is one stop, and you have to say it 3 times. By prom, which is, you know, by is 1, and prom is stop. Why is it 1 stop? That's weird. Okay, so we know that she went there, she took the statue for herself rather than destroying it. Yeah, so she's obviously been like extending her own life using the statue. I think that's fair. Interesting. What is this? I do wonder if that could be the arm of the robot, I guess. Anyway, okay. Sorry, I need to... See, it doesn't seem to care about that one either. It's so weird. I wonder if it's... Villages. Yes. That makes a bit more sense. Because I was thinking, oh, the Sentinel would do it. But then I thought, well, hang on. The Sentinel is a member of the Villages. Is it Villages? Okay. After the arrival of the ship, the blank went to the tower and... The foreign visitors, maybe? Went to the tower and... We found Avubata and were rewarded with riches. Yeah, so she'd used the give tool command and had, I guess, obtained the golden idol. Okay, yeah, so someone... So my guess, based on that, Kula released Zibiri, I think, from the prison, and they followed the celebrating visitors? Oh, no. No. Well, it could be celebrating... No. Okay, there's definitely something wrong somewhere. I think it's this one. So who would release him from prison and why? Interesting, there's a damaged bit of the thing there. Maybe they were messing around with the statue and it just sort of went off there, I guess. Oh, wait, hang on. I think I know who let him out of the prison because he's the one with the rope. Rock for a hem is a rock well spent. Who got the rock? So yeah, it would be... Okay. What villagers? Is it visitors? No, okay. I do think that's right, though. Okay, the foreign visitors went to the tower and find... Okay, hang on. Okay. Foreign visitors went to the tower and found... See, I'm not sure who they found. That's the thing. Because at this point, they've already... No, they don't have their riches yet. Oh, that's who he gave... Right, so he gave him a thing in exchange for some of the rope, and then he went and let him out. Okay, that makes sense. I wonder if... okay. Who did they find at the tower? How did he pull that off? I'm a little curious, actually, because how did he pull off the trick? It's probably like an old trick or something. It's probably like an old card trick or something like that, you know, an old stage magician thing. I don't know it personally, but I guess we'll see what goes on. I do like that as like a piece of propaganda for why some people live longer than others. Okay. Okay. Who did they run into, though? See, it must have been Lavumata used the give tool command. See, it might not be obtained, it could be... No, it wouldn't be steal, it would be stolen. Oh wait, hang on. Tower Dweller and destroyed. The foreign visitors went to the tower and destroyed the Tower Dweller and were rewarded with riches. However, prior to that, Lavumata had used the give tool command and obtained the golden idol. Juanji released Ipikara from prison and they followed the celebrating villagers? There it is. I was right in the first place. Who knew? Yeah, I realized I was on the wrong track with that, and I was like, wait, hang on. But Tower Dweller isn't a thing. Oh, no, wait, it's over there. See, that's why I didn't think that was Tower Dweller, because I'd forgotten I'd placed it over there and it wasn't down here anymore. I don't know if I like that as a thing. Anyway, in the total, we know that Oberon Geller used the golden idol on the... Oops. Golden idol on the stone bridge to try and entertain, give, destroy, give. Whoa. Hey, thanks for the resub, Jagoth. Always appreciate it. Okay. Everyone Galley used the golden idol on the stone bridge to try to steal steal the golden idol. Actually, hang on. I get it. It wasn't Oberon Geller, it was Lavu who used the golden idol on the stone pillar. That's why there's a chunk missing. So yeah, they used it on the stone pillar to try and kill the foreign visitors. Presumably Oberon disarmed Lavu. Makes sense. And Blank took the... Oh, wait, did Albert? Hang on, how do we know who... I mean, it could be Oberon Geller again. Took the golden idol, right? I mean, it could be Albert Cloudsley who disarmed her, but... I mean... It might not be, actually. Let's leave that blank. Then Oberon Geller, again, I would imagine, took, what's her name? Yakula as a hostage. Which I think is one of the few words that we haven't used yet, yeah. Oh no, hang on. No. So it's probably Zhuan Ji who disarmed her. And so, yes, Viri Kara surrendered the golden idol and Oberon Geller where is it? Destroyed the stone bridge. There it is. When Levimaster discovered that Zviri knew the override code, she quickly went to the tower and instead of giving the self-destruct command, instructed the ancient Lyran automaton to give her the golden idol. Oh, one last one. Zviri, we want you to replace Mata in the council and share your knowledge with the village. He is becoming too powerful. Perhaps I should stop him before it is too late. Wait, he can read my mind. He already knows I have these thoughts. I have no choice. I have to act now. Yeah, except he can't read minds. It's just a trick. Interesting. And there you kind of have it. It took me a little longer than I suspected it might, but not as long as I'd hoped. So it is interesting seeing how, like, these two are obviously prequels to the main story. How you can sort of see how everything kind of kicked off. Don't know if we can go back into... Oh, we can. Yeah, so... at the start of the story, you've got... You can see everybody's names here. You've got Zibiri, the young prince who is sort of visiting the town, and as you can sort of see by some of the letters scattered around, yeah, Laverne continues to object, cooperate with our agents. Yeah, so it's the whole thing of like, he's visiting, and Oberon Geller, I think, was, if we look at one of his notes, no, I don't think it's on him, it's on someone. But yeah, essentially what happened is that Oberon Geller arranged this fight to break out so he could get in good with Zubiri here, who's kind of like a pawn in a lot of people's games. He doesn't have a lot of agency himself. Well, he kind of does, but it never ends up working out for him. So yeah, like he arranges this game, pitting him against, what was the guy's name? Was it Bill? Yeah, I think it was Bill down here. He pits him off against Bill, who hates losing. And as we know, he lost big time in his fight with all of this. Yeah, Bill Price lost the Pajak game to Zubiri. Bill Price thought Zubiri had cheated, so he tried to take Zubiri's ear, which is why he's kind of like got a bloody ear there. And you can see that, like, he's got a knife out with some blood on it. He's got a necklace of ears, which is something he obviously likes to do. Anyway, this all ended in a giant fight between all of these guys. Everybody killed everybody else, save for the 3 people who were left. Like, this guy's actually asleep. He's asleep. He's just totally wasted out of his mind. He's just drunk. He's totally fine otherwise. Do we see him again? We might see him again. I can't remember. And obviously, as I said, Oberon does that to get in good with the prince, which of course then leads us to the second one, where Oberon, although he's not here, he deliberately sets up a murder. He deliberately sets it up with the direct intention of, because Oberon is in fact the Spider of Lanka. This is the point. He has like a secret identity of this sort of mysterious person. And what it is he deliberately sets up this murder through Albert Cloudsley, who is a complete and total dolt. that man is a complete idiot who has no idea what is actually going on around him. Again, he's a useful little pawn. Aside from that, the guy's a complete idiot. But he kills this poor unfortunate woman in here, who is Ari, who was supposed to lower this down. But because she's dead, she can't. And that results in the death of Anula, leaving Tissa in charge as sort of second in command of the kingdom beneath the father, this rather cheeky looking chap right here, who is Abhaya. Now this was all deliberately planned. Why? Because Yupik knew a secret. The secret of the Fountain of Youth. Although, you know, whether or not it is the Fountain of Youth is something we'll discuss. So, Oberon wanted the secret of the Fountain of Youth because I believe Oberon is supposed to be a member of the Brotherhood. I forget what the full title of the Brotherhood is, but he's a member of the Brotherhood, and he was sent here to discover the secret of the Fountain of Youth because the Brotherhood really wanted it. And Yupik knew the whole deal. He knew that was there, and of course he wanted Yupik to spill the beans, so we set this whole thing up to implicate Yupik in this person's death, Anula, just so he could squeeze some information out of him. Side effect of that is, of course, is that Zubiri got sort of roped into Abhaya's plans to also get to the Fountain of Youth, because he's an old man who doesn't want to die just yet. Anyway, as it goes, that all sort of happened, which is unfortunate for everybody involved, especially because someone's got to die. It's a murder mystery game, of course someone's got to die. But that then led to them trying to find this spider character, which unfortunately did not work because the spider was 10 steps bloody ahead of them. Because as we know, the spider was Oberon Geller. So what essentially happened, the spider created a situation where he saved Zubiri Kara's life. Therefore, Zubiri Kara revealed the secret of the rebirth ritual to the spider. Yeah, because Zubiri being his father's son, knows a bit about the secret. To help Seven Seas Company, the Spider... But, you see, Seven Seas Company, you say that. I'm fairly certain he was part of the Brotherhood. At least I think so. I do wonder if that was, like, something stated but not... Or, like, not stated but implied that he was also part of the Brotherhood. I think he's part of the Brotherhood, even if he's working for the Seven Seas Company. So, yeah, he sabotaged the rebirth ritual. This is literally the story that I've just been reading out. Yupikera settled it when he revealed the location of the Golden Idol to the Raja. Because the spider... I think the plan was that he sabotaged it in order for Yupik to tell him, but instead he reveals it to the Raja instead, so it doesn't quite work out. So anyway, because the spider saves Zubi's life, Yupik revealed the location of the Golden Idol to him at Titania Press, which is right here. Which is why, unfortunately, he's the one currently wearing the mask. Yeah, prior to that, Yupik had tipped off Putra, who is like the guard for the old guy in the last chapter. Unfortunately, the whole thing was like planned. Oberon is not a fool. He has plenty of his own spies, his own little networks. So he then planned the whole thing where he would get off scot-free, which is where he, if we have a look at the whole map, he killed the guard out here, came down here, presumably, or maybe he ran around here or something. I don't know the exact route he took. He probably came around here, went across there, probably couldn't go across that bridge because of the guards, but he could sneak around here. Over there, we can see that he's got that. He then climbed up the tower to here, slid on down in the basket, accidentally fell in the red paint for some reason. I'm not exactly sure why. My guess is just so you can tell what happened to him. And then he went off to a boat. And that's how he got away. But of course, as we know, hang on, the Raja was not going to just sit on his butt waiting for someone else to grab the Fountain of Youth. He wanted it, as we can see here. Oh no, that's the wrong one. No, that's right. It's in... One moment. It's in the start of this one. Too dangerous to approach the island in the storm. We must. I am out of time. So yeah, there was a big storm. They shouldn't have got close to the island, but they did because he was desperate, as you can imagine. So they ended up crashing on the island, and it turns out the island had like a group of people living here when they first landed. And of course they, thankfully, I guess, let them into the area. They sort of welcomed them eventually. It took them a bit of time to adapt, but they got there in the end. The island being like an ancient Lumerian civilization place. Really does make me think of like Horizon Zero Dawn or something like that. But yeah, upon which there is this mysterious person who has the statue and is more than happy to use it to drain the life out of people. And of course the big mystery is, who is this man? Who is this person stealing people's life away from them? Hard to say. But yeah, so generally speaking, the storyline is fine. Yeah, because according to local tradition, whenever the dweller engages the community, the sentinel goes and banishes the dweller to the tower until the next time. After the incantation was spoken, the golden idol was activated to reduce the lifespan of the guy, and he died. Of course, we know that as like a third-party observer, that they don't understand that. Which then leads to a thing where... what's the guy's name? Yeah, that's it. It's... Tissa, who's a prince who's got something of a high opinion of himself, said, "Nah, don't worry, I'll be the guardian. It's a sweet life, it's easy." And what actually happened was he ended up getting himself killed. Yeah, Lavamata wanted to preserve the ancient practice, and so accessed the Sentinel's Lodge using a basket and killed Tissa, who had been sedated with some honey. Okay, as we know this. Afterwards, the murderer hid in the basket again. In the morning, the villagers found the skeleton of a dead ancient sentinel and became really afraid of the tower dweller. So, that's essentially what happened to him. And again, it is a case of... It's interesting. Was it Lavu again? Oh, that's interesting. Hang on a second. It's weird, now that I know that, like, Lavu is... How did I work out that it was Lavu who ended up in the box? I forget that. Hang on a second. Oh no, that's right. Tissa was supposed... That's right, Tissa was the one who faked the death. I'm getting confused. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. But you can sort of see how it goes. And then it's revealed, of course, in the third one, as we just saw, that it turns out it was just a robot the whole time. Or a puppet, really, more than anything else, I guess. Unfortunately, all the events... It turns out that it was Lavu who had been betraying all of this trust the whole time, stealing years from Sentinels just to prolong her own life because she knew the deal of it, even though it was Zaviri here who worked out the full detail. But of course, this allowed Oberon and Cloudsley, Albert Cloudsley, whatever you want to call him, to grab the Golden Idol, which of course leads to, one moment, the base game, where Albert Cloudsley betrays the ever-loving fuck out of him. Yeah, pushes Oberon Geller. So yeah, this is, oh yeah, the ruins of Xenopolis. Huh, how about that? That's fun. It is quite nice how it all ties in together. Did I never solve that? I thought I did. Hang on a second. Did I just not... I probably didn't even notice. That has been sitting there unsolved for God only knows how long, and I genuinely never noticed. Because the game doesn't, like, tell you in any way. You know, once you complete it, that's it. It's just complete. So anyway, yeah, Albert Cloudsley kills Oberon Geller. Serves the fucker right, if you ask me. Because you can see all this stuff in here. Medical bag full of gold, jewels and all that stuff. Serves him right. Yeah, so Oberon panicked, assuming that... sorry, Oberon. Albert panicked, thinking Oberon could read minds, as we now know, and then killed him for it, which, again, totally his own fault. Absolutely not going to complain about Oberon dying. The guy's an absolute asshole. In fact, there are very few good people in this game, really, let's be honest here. So Albert kills him, goes back home, and I don't know if he owned this mansion beforehand, or if, you know, the mansion was built as part of the riches, or anything like that. But the short version is that he ends up dying, rather unfortunately, oh, that's Sebastian Cloudsley. Wait, is Sebastian Cloudsley his kid or something? So yeah, he didn't quite know what he had. And yet, it's interesting that he's got a ruby ring. Because the ruby rings are usually worn by people who are part of the Brotherhood. So was Sebastian Cloudsley Albert's kid or something? Also, apparently I never did this. How the hell do I keep missing that there's a third section? Yeah, thanks. I know that! I've been doing this for a long time. How did I miss that? Am I stupid? How do I keep missing a third section? Do I just... I must just be completely focusing on this and not thinking about it. Anyway, never mind that. It's nice to properly... Thing is, you don't get like an achievement for 100%ing everything. You just get it for completing the base storyline bit. Sebastian Cloud, who loves the Blackfield, has passed away. So I guess this must be like one generation later or something. Do we know what year it is? So he dies, the people attend the funeral. Sebastian Cloud, 1733. Hang on, 1733. Did we find the... to 1742. Did he change his name then? Hang on a second. Interesting. That's weird. Is that ever explained? Actually, don't know. Hang on, isn't it in the next one? Sorry, I'm puzzling out some of the bits because it's been a long time since I've looked at this early one. Isn't there like a family history in this or something? Yeah, there it is. So yeah, he was Albert's kid. Makes sense, I suppose. That's Will and Testament. Yeah, so this is 1786. So yeah, it's definitely taking on sometime later, like half a century after that. Makes sense. So anyway, what the hell was I saying? Anyway, so Sebastian dies, and he very specifically gives his excuse me, he gives the golden idol to Willard Wright, who, as you can tell, the fact he's got a friggin' thing in there, he is very much a member of this brotherhood. Don't we see you again in a later chapter? I think we do, don't we? Yeah, so the members of anybody with a ruby ring is a member of one of these brotherhood types, which I suppose makes a certain kind of sense. And the thing is, they decide they want the statue, which is weird that Sebastian is clearly a member of the brotherhood. He's got a ruby ring, yet he doesn't give them the statue immediately. Maybe it was a case of, yeah, you can keep it for now, but we want it when you die, kind of thing. And if you look at the will, which is... Nope. I wonder if that was like the start of what's his name? Is it Albert Cloudsley? No, Edmund Cloudsley. I wonder if that's the start of his tenets that he uses later on. Yeah, bequeath you the golden idol of Xenopolis. You will know what to do with it. Yeah, so Willard gets the statue, obviously working for the Brotherhood types, after, you know, setting this poor chappie on fire here, which is a bit unfortunate for him. Of course, there are witnesses to this, including our dear little Edmund, and his, I guess lackey would be the best term, is sort of friend, not friend, David Goran, who's a man who pretty much follows him throughout the rest of his journey. Seeing Willard perform this little mysterious feat, Edmund decides he wants that statue. So what happens next? Well, he goes and gets it, of course. Willard, unfortunately, dies. He's still got that little ruby ring. And of course he dies at the hands of Gellar, which I think is quite nice. Although he's not going by that name. He's going by Ash Blair. Why is he going by Ash Blair? I don't actually know if you can see it here. Actually, no, I'll tell you exactly why he's going by Ash Blair. Look at this. If we go back to this. Ash Blair is his favorite kind of tobacco, so he obviously just swiped the name for that. I think I did clock that there was a guy in this called Ash Blair, and then later on I noticed the Ash Blair tobacco because I didn't like clock to it before. And interestingly enough, one of the things that's not like really stated but kind of mentioned, I think, is that little Pip, who you don't see until I think the next chapter, was actually involved in this. He was the one who took it, because if you look at the note, yeah, deliver it to me immediately with the servant boy. So he gave the idol to Pip, who got it to Edmund. Makes sense, I suppose. Yeah, so essentially that's what happened there, and that's why the Brotherhood did not get a hold of it. I can't remember if... No, he doesn't have any particular notes or anything. Yeah, Proud Beastmaster. This is where you start hearing about this Brotherhood group. Of course, he wrote the whole revenge on there because he's basically framing this poor guy who, I mean, I say poor guy, he is a wanted murderer, I assume. I mean, his exact crimes are not stated, but he is going to be the fall guy in this whole thing. Then after that, of course, the Brotherhood tries to kill him. Because she... Was it you? Yes, I think it was you, wasn't it? Yeah, Ada Baker tries to poison him. Unfortunately, it doesn't work because thanks to the greed of... what's her name? Yeah, Rose. She, because I remember that one really tripped me up because she changed her name between now and then. And that one really... I remember that one really tripped me up back when I was first doing that. But, yeah, so they try to kill him. They fail. Probably for the best. Sort of getting on in years a bit now. It's a little while later. He's still trying to puzzle out the exact nature of the golden idol, which is stashed away in his safe, as you can clearly see. He hasn't quite worked it out yet. But that then, of course, led to them hiring Walter Keane. Now, it is interesting, of course, by this point, Edmund has very much been a little more thorough in his investigation of the idol, and he kind of knows what it's doing now. He manages to set a trap for these two poor idiots. Walter Keane, however, survives, and as I said, he switches sides at this point. We know in the next section that Walter Keane is working with Edmund, although he's going by the name Lazarus after that. And yeah, unfortunately, Dave Goran got whacked over the head. Which is a bit of a shame, but hey, what you gonna do? So yeah, this is like you can start to work out what the hell is going on with the statue. But look, you can see that he's clearly a part of the Brotherhood. Even though, whoops, I clicked off the screen. Even though these two idiots ain't, they're just hired help. So, yeah, so they try to get the statue back using more direct methods. It doesn't work because Edmund is very intelligent, very smart. So yeah, Edmund Cloudesley needed a corpse, so Walter Keane, along with the accomplice, delivered a coffin upon entering. Hardy Abe suddenly clubbed David Goran. Meanwhile, Edmund Cloudesley increased the amount of air in a sealed vase. When Hardy Abe and Jack Nails entered the room, the vase exploded, killing them both. As I said, Walter Keane switches sides, and we know this because in the next chapter, we go outside. I think it was on one of these notes. Yeah, WK. So WK, Walter Keane, is talking to David Goren. So, you know, Walter Keane switches sides at this point, despite the fact that Edmund / Lazarus then just absolutely turns around and betrays him. For no fucking reason, really. My guess is that Edmund just didn't trust the guy. Like, oh, well, he switched sides once, he'll switch sides again. Probably. I guess. It does seem really stupid that he does that, but he does, so, you know, it is what it is. But anyway, as we know from the epilogue, and as I worked out masterfully, right here, right now, right as the twist happens, I worked it out. Lazarus, this guy here, Lazarus Hurst, is Edmund Cloudsley, who has simply de-aged himself using the statue, the golden idol, which, clever trick. Anyway, they arranged the death of Jeffrey Sinclair because he was questioning him. Yeah, Walter Keane was challenged to a dispute ritual. He, along with David Goren, ambushed Dark Hand Initiative. We don't know who they are. So a lot of these people are just unnamed randos. David Goren, posing as Dark Hand Initiative, signaled to Walter Keane with a tankard which cup had no poison. Jeffrey Sinclair drank the other cup and died. Meanwhile, Lazarus Hurst passed the Inception ritual to become Proud Beast Initiate. And the kicker is, of course, I mean, some of these people here are probably people we end up knowing later on, you know? I do wonder, again, if maybe some of these people, but like any one of these ones could well be people we meet in a later chapter. You just don't know, because who's who you're not clear on exactly. Oh yeah, and this was quite funny. So in this one, Angus McBain was something of a master of debunking these apparent myths and mysteries. So Lazarus sets him up one with the deliberate intention of getting him killed because he doesn't quite realize, you know, how these tricks work. He doesn't know the trick with the statue. He doesn't know that the statue is inside here. But yeah, this was where Lazarus, aka Edmund, rose to become Griffin Reborn, the true one and only leader of this Brotherhood type. Although him becoming Griffin Reborn kind of elevates the Brotherhood up from being just a secret society, which is why you drop the masks when Griffin is around. It's simple enough. Which then leads on to... Now, here's interesting, because who's this cheeky chappy? Oh, wait, it's Ergen? Wait, I thought that... Doesn't... Oh, I must be getting confused. I thought that was... I thought that was the guy from the DLC. It wasn't. Oh god, my memory really failed me on that one, didn't I? I thought it was this guy. Yeah, I thought it was him, which was... Hang on. Yeah, Zubiri. I thought it was Zubiri. I'm getting completely confused with names, because it was a while back since I played that part. I'm an idiot. Okay, never mind. I thought it was him. I thought he managed to get off the island somehow, but no. Yeah, so obviously here we have what this was all being set up for. You know, James Turner drugged Leopold in the library and stole a button. Meanwhile, in the house, Ergen drugged Gideon Bell and stole a Lemurian seal. I do wonder, actually, these seals. They are. They are actually the same number system. That's interesting. that's actually very curious because that's actually very weird. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. It's funny. Well, yeah, one of them's missing. Sorry. 6, 8. That's 9. That's 10. But that's 12. 11 is missing. That's interesting. And we know that he's got it. Yeah, because that's the point. He came here with the hope of being able to steal it. Because he wanted this... Because it technically was stolen from his culture, and now he wants it back. But anyway, yeah, the whole point of this was to drive a wedge between the two parties, because there's a newspaper... I don't remember where the newspaper is. Might be in one of these locations. There. Yeah, see, the New Order Party, which is of course being headed by Lazarus, they really want to win. And it specifically says that play of the two older parties will form a coalition. You can see that rather comedic depiction, like funny pictures like that are like happen all the time in British newspapers and stuff. It's sort of a very old tradition. You have the comedic picture of whatever the hell is going on in government at the moment. Happens all the time. It's a very common thing. Anyway, so the idea of it is that they specifically set up this murder and framed people to drive a wedge between those two parties, which because he's like a member of one party, the guilty party is also a member of the other party, so that's the point. If those two parties form a coalition, then the New Order Party won't win. As it stands, as long as they're separate, the New Order Party will win. That's the point of this particular murder. It's just to drive that home. In order for the new party, in order to rise up and dominate in the most dark and depressing way ever, literally stealing life away from people because they've just gone against these incredibly stupid rules, which is very terrifying, actually. Someone around here has got, like, there it is. And of course the New Order Party, they take control of the government, they institute all these new rules and all this nonsense. And, yeah, His Majesty refuses to acknowledge the authority of the party's tribunal. So his next plan was to then have, High Arbiter Elizabeth Hurst announce that in 2 months the party and its supporters will participate in a peaceful march to the king's current residence, and then we go from there. So yeah, this is all just about learning about how completely screwed up everything is under their control. Probably for the best, really, all things considered. And then of course we get to the finale. Oh dear. Yeah, this is the location of their apparently peaceful march. This is where it was starting off from. Yeah, this is peaceful. This is very peaceful, isn't it? Unfortunately, things do not go as planned. And I don't think the march ever even happens. I'm assuming not anyway. So yeah, early in the morning, Lazarus Hurst went to the manor to find Mary Batley. Because Peter Batley actually managed to steal away Mary, despite the fact... Because this actually ties back to... If we just go back to the main menu... This ties back to this. We just load it up real quick. No, not that. Here. Ensure that the beautiful lady sits next to me during dinner and I will slip you a shilling, which he has. Right there. Apparently Edmund had designs on her even then, which is odd, but sure, okay. So yeah, Peter wanted to marry Mary, and apparently did end up marrying Mary, which I remember I laughed at that at the first, but apparently no, the two of them did end up getting together, even though Edmund kind of had his eye on her as well, even over all these years, which then led to him trying to track them down in this chapter, where, as you can see, because he wanted to, as you say, have the, quote, ideal wife, which is, that's creepy as fuck if you ask me. But then, you know, Lazarus Sash, you know, what was his name? Albert? Whatever. Whatever the hell his name was deeply creepy in the first place. He'd probably lived too long. My brain isn't meant to go on for that fucking long, but hey ho, it is what it is. So yeah, what essentially happened is that Peter, being drunk out of his fucking mind as much as anything else, having won a cannon from a boat, blew them up. I don't know if he also set fire to them afterwards. He may have done. That might have just been a result of being so close to the explosion. Hard to say. But yeah, he died there, which is, again, probably for the best. Unfortunately, it also, as we can clearly see, broke the statue. Again, probably for the best. It borked. It's definitely broken. It's cracked. It's all damaged. And we'll see what the hell happens with that come soon. Yeah, so Alistair and James went out looking for him to try and find Lazarus. Instead, they found the golden idol at the manor. On the way back, they started to have a fight over it, resulting in James ending up dead right there. Then in the afternoon, David Goran went to the cabin to kill Walter Keane because Walter Keane tried to blackmail Lazarus to get back his lost years. So yeah, apparently Walter Keane had his years stolen away from him. Right here. Because, of course, Walter Keane knew the secret of who Lazarus Hurst was. Apparently this was supposed to be a really big reveal in this chapter, but because I'd cottoned on to the fact that, you know, Albert Hurst was Edmund Cloudesley right from the fucking off, it really wasn't a reveal. It was like, oh yeah, that's obvious. Like, duh. Of course it was. Why wouldn't it be? And I do like how this ties them all together. Like, you've got the little village place here, you've got the manor, which is here, you've got the place where the sort of experiments and stuff were taking place. That's obviously the manor where the other incident happens, I assume, anyway. So yeah, it's really funny that, like, almost all of the locations from the previous chapters are in this location. As I said, you've got the mansion there, you've got the research building there, you've got the town here. This is the mansion from this chapter. Right here. And I do wonder, actually, if this is the same mansion. Actually, no, it couldn't be, could it? I was going to say, I wonder if it's the same mansion from this chapter, but I don't think it is. I mean, it could be. It could be a different section of it. But I don't think it is. I think that is a different building. Which is a shame, because that would really tie it all together, if you ask me. Oh, yes. And herein, we discover the apparent truth that, you know, Edmund is... Oh yeah, and this is literally it. This is the summation of the entire story. I do like how everything all ties together, and you can kind of work out little bits early if you're paying close enough attention. I will say, although I did sort of complain about the sort of quote-unquote ugly art style, I do think that's quite deliberate. You're not supposed to really be able to work out who's who just based on their visual looks. People are supposed to be hidden in shadow. It's supposed to be hard to work out who someone is from chapter to chapter. It doesn't exactly help that my memory on faces is absolutely fucking terrible. I have a genuine problem with that. Yeah, so Sebastian Cloudesley left the idol to the brother at his will, but David Goran, on Edmund Cloudesley's orders, stole the idol and accidentally accidentally stabbed Willard Wright. Oh yeah, that's right. He was asleep and he was supposed to just steal it, not actually kill the guy, but he woke him up by accident. Anyway, the Brotherhood tasked Walter Keane to punish Edmund Cloudsley and recover the idol, but his attempts were fruitless. During one attempt, Walter Keane was captured and Edmund Cloudsley convinced him to join his side. Edmund Cloudsley used the idol to make himself young and infiltrated the Brotherhood under the new identity Lazarus Hearst. He then claimed to be Griffin Reborn and transformed the Brotherhood into the Order Party. Brotherhood Masters Alistair Koch and James Turner helped Lazarus Hearst seize power in the country and enforce the rule of virtues by taking youth away from common people and giving it to the Order Party members. Right before the final showdown with the uncooperative king, Lazarus Hearst wanted to kidnap Mary Batley, but was shot by Peter Batley, and the idol was broken. As I say, probably for the best. We can actually see what happened, I think. So obviously, you know, everybody's celebrating all that downfall and this, that, the other. I do wonder, like legit, I do actually wonder if this guy is going to show up in the next one. Because apparently, there's already a sequel being planned for later on this year. Because this game came out in 2022. I thought it came out in 23. I was wrong about that. It came out in 22. So I got to it a bit late. There is already a sequel to this planned for later on this year. I mean, aside from the artwork, I can't imagine there's too much involved in this other than thinking up the puzzles. That's probably like the most complicated part of the entire thing. So, yeah, all things considered, I really like this game. And yes, I just spent the last half hour recounting the plot just to pad out the timing a little bit. Yeah, but there is a sequel being planned. It's not called The Case of the Golden Idol 2. It's called something else. Hold up. I'm trying to find the news ticker, but I can't. Hang on, where are you? Hold up. Yeah, The Rise of the Golden Idol, apparently. Which, like, punts... Shush. Which punts things, like, time-wise forward, more or less into the modern day and age. They're upping it by 300 years in terms of time. And considering this was all taking place in the 700s, well, now it's taking place in modern times. So considering that we know the Golden Idol wasn't completely destroyed, it was just the mechanisms inside it were broken, someone could well fix it. It is just supposed to be an advanced piece of technology after all. There's no actual magic involved, at least I don't think so. But then this is a world where magic might exist? Question mark? It will be very interesting to see how they like expand the storyline, because I really liked working out the little twists in this. As I said, the realization that Edmund had become Lazarus, when that penny dropped, I was just like, I felt really, really good for having worked that out. I thought that was a great puzzle, a great twist in the story. And it'll be interesting to see where they take it forward. So I will keep an eye out for that. I don't necessarily know if I'll play it as soon as it comes out. We'll sort of see how I'm feeling at the time. But I've really enjoyed this. This is a fantastic little puzzle game, and I do think its quote-unquote ugly aesthetic actually works towards it. It does make identifying people based purely on their physical features much easier. Much harder, which in turn makes like the puzzles that trickier to solve. You kind of got to solve them individually. As I said, I am bad recognizing faces. That's a problem I have always had. The number of times I've just been out walking and I've walked past someone I know and they have to just stop and yell my name at me in order to get me to look at them. I mean, it doesn't help that when I'm walking around, I'm usually off in my own world somewhere, but I have a genuine problem with that. Thank you all for watching, everybody. I do hope you have enjoyed this, and I will see you all whenever I next see ya. Take care out there, everybody. Bye-bye.